I'm writing this at 3 a.m., the kind of hour when the world's asleep and you're left alone with thoughts you've been dodging all day. I don't know who you are, don't know what brought you here. Maybe you were looking for something. Maybe you were just running from the quiet. Doesn't matter, you're here now, and so am I. Here's the thing about putting words on a piece of paper in the dead of night. You start wondering if anyone's actually listening, if any of this lands somewhere real or just dissolves into the noise like everything else. But I'm writing it anyway, because maybe, just maybe, you need to hear this as much as I needed to say it. We're all carrying something we don't talk about. That weight that sits in your chest when the distractions stop. That distance you feel even when you're not alone. I felt it too. Still do sometimes. So I wrote this. Not because I have all the answers, but because pretending everything's fine when it's not, that's its own kind of slow death. You clicked play. That took something, even if you don't know it yet. So here's what I know about loneliness, about that quiet space inside that nobody wants to admit exists. I didn't see it coming. Nobody ever does. Loneliness doesn't arrive with an announcement. It slips in quiet, like a shadow you don't notice until the light shifts. No sirens, no grand entrance, just this empty space that opens up inside you when you're not looking, not screaming, not sharp, just there. You keep moving, keep talking, keep pulling through all the right responses. From the outside, you're still in the game. But somewhere deep in the dark, you feel it. You're half a step behind your own life, like the world moved forward and you're stuck watching through dirty glass. Yeah, you know that feeling. Most people do. They just don't have the guts to name it. Loneliness isn't about empty rooms. Sometimes it finds you in the middle of everything. Noise everywhere, voices everywhere, conversations that should mean something but land like nothing. You nod, you smile, you say what they want to hear, and underneath it all there's this voice, cold and clear. Why does this still feel empty? So you do what the desperate do. You keep the noise loud enough to drown it out. You reach for your phone like a lifeline. Scroll through the feed like you're searching for something you lost but can't remember. Keep something playing in the background because silence has teeth. When the noise stops, that's when you hear it. All the things you've been running from, waiting patient in the dark. The thoughts you buried, the questions you dodged, the feelings you told yourself you'd deal with tomorrow. Tomorrow always finds you when the room goes quiet. It took me too long to figure it out. I wasn't afraid of being alone. I was afraid of what I'd find when there was nothing left to hide behind. No conversation to disappear into. No task to focus on. No static to blur the edges. Just me sitting there with everything I'd been avoiding, all those things stacked up in the basement of my mind. That's when loneliness hits hardest. Not because nobody's there, because you finally see how far you've drifted from yourself. Funny thing about disappearing, you don't need to go anywhere. Days pass like they were never there. Weeks roll by on autopilot. You move through the motions, responding, reacting, checking boxes, but you're not really there. And then one night, nothing special about it. You sit down in the silence and feel it sharp. That distance between you and everything. No reason, no explanation, just distance. Most people panic, Try to patch the wound with more noise, more faces, more anything. Sometimes it works, for a while. But the feeling comes back, especially in those hours when the world sleeps and you're still awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling that quiet weight pressing down. Here's what they don't tell you in the aftermath. Sometimes loneliness doesn't mean something's missing. Sometimes it means you haven't shown up for your own life. Your head's been living somewhere else, back in the past, replaying moments you can't change, or out in the future, bracing for things that haven't even happened yet. Meanwhile, the present, the only place anything's actually real, keeps slipping past you like smoke you can't hold. And those moments add up like debts, like regrets. I didn't get it at first, thought I needed more connection, more people, more voices to fill the void. But even when they were there, the feeling stuck around. That's when it clicked, cold and clear. You can't fix internal distance with external noise. You can pack a room full of voices and still feel like nobody's hearing the one that matters. The change didn't come like revelation, no white light, no redemption arc, just a choice one night not to reach for the distraction, to sit there and let the quiet have its moment. It wasn't easy. The mind got louder before it got quiet. Old thoughts made their rounds. Familiar worries knocked on familiar doors. But after a while, something shifted. The weight eased up. Just a little, just enough. And underneath, it was something I should have seen from the start. I wasn't lonely because nobody was there. I was lonely because I wasn't there. Attention changes everything. Same room, same silence. But when you're actually in it, the whole thing feels different. Like you've been looking through frosted glass your whole life and somebody finally wiped it clean. Loneliness still comes around. I don't think you ever shake it completely. But now it feels less like an enemy and more like a warning, a signal that my head's wandered off again, that I've been living in the noise instead of the moment bleeding out right in front of me. And every time I catch that signal, I try something simple. Stop, breathe, come back. I'm writing this in the dark and you're reading it in yours. Funny how loneliness works. It connects us by keeping us apart. I don't know your name, don't know your story. Don't know what brought you here, but I know you felt it. That thing I tried to put into words. That weight that sits in your chest when everyone else is asleep. We're strangers and we always will be. Two voices passing in the void, close enough to hear each other, but never close enough to touch. And maybe that's what loneliness really is. Not the absence of people, but the presence of distance we can't cross. I wrote these words hoping you'd understand, and you watched them hoping I'd understand you. In the end, we're both just searching for proof that we're not the only ones lost in this. Thank you for being here, in this moment, in this darkness. It's the closest we'll ever get to not being alone. They say time heals everything but loneliness. Loneliness is what shows you which wounds you've been ignoring. Now go. Find your way back.